Hi and welcome. My name is Natalia. I'm a dietitian trained in functional medicine, also mindfulness based um, coach and dietitian. And I have Meredith here with me, and she's about to share her journey in her goal of wellness and weight loss. And I have some questions for Meredith as she shares her experience and journey with everybody here listening. So, Meredith, what was the state of your health, blood work, weight, or body composition or relationship with food before working with me?
When I first met with you, I was 220 pounds, the highest I'd ever been. So it was, I had high cholesterol. I had PCOS. I had just overall lack of energy, really low, a lot of brain fog. I just wanted to have just more energy for my family, and just feel comfortable in my own skin. And I also use food as a crutch. It was one of the things I went to whenever I had a stressful day or a sad day, or even sometimes a happy day I would celebrate. And I just used food in the wrong context, I felt like. And I knew I'd been through so many weight loss programs at that point, and I just knew it wasn't just about the perfect meal plan. It was about all the other things that go along with eating. It was the, emotional eating. It was, also not necessarily choosing the right things for my body to eat, because, some healthy foods are, marketed as healthy, and then when you meet with Italia, you found out are not as healthy as you think they are. So overall, I just was ready to make this huge life change, and I needed support and, individualization to my plan. So that's why I came to you.
Awesome, thank you. I know you came as part of the longevity wellness weight loss program where we work, with different doctors, and I'm glad that you were able to have that whole experience. And let me ask you, in which areas did you feel you were mostly stuck? You mentioned several, but if you were to name two areas that you really felt stuck and needed help with, which ones would those be?
In regards to the way that I treated food.
It can be that.
Oh, yeah, I think it was mostly that, just using, it's hard to stick to a diet when you use food as a crutch and you use it for emotional support. And I just, one of the things I learned from you that really transformed me was just realizing that hunger doesn't necessarily mean you're hungry for food, you're hungry for other things. That was a big game changer for me, was really analyzing that. So I guess my area of being stuck was just, mindless eating and emotional eating.
So one question before last, list maybe all the valuable things or a couple that you've learned or mastered when working together. You can list one or two.
Well, like I mentioned, it was, actually sitting in my hunger and wondering where I was missing. And you helped list out where that other hunger could be coming from emotionally, or, what was I missing? You helped me to also understand kind of like the cycle of food thoughts, and how, they can kind of lead to the next food thought. Um, and I think just overall, um, I guess just thinking of food as what it's meant to be, which is, nourishment for our body, and then, not using it so much as emotional. I guess it really was just you helping me identify where my hunger was coming from. Um, Another big thing that you helped me with, and I don't know, and I want to wanted to mention it, was you helped me to realize that, these coping mechanisms I developed, I used to kind of beat myself up about it, and I used to not give myself any grace about it. You helped me to identify that, these were something I learned as a child. So to not have grace for myself of learning how to cope with emotions, and then as a child I picked up eating, it helped to work through that, because it sort of gave myself, we worked on some self forgiveness And that really helped me to not feel guilty or any of those negative feelings that are associated with developing that habit of coping with food. Um, so that was a big release, and it just took a lot of pressure off of me to forgive myself for developing that coping mechanism. And, you helped to change my whole perspective on all of it. So it's been a game changer for me for sure.
Thank you. I'm glad I could bring that awareness to you, and you. I'm thankful for you receiving this, and work through it, because it's definitely going deep into emotions, and sometimes that's where it's at for a lot of people when making sustained changes and really transforming their lives. All right. Well, last question. What do you appreciate the most about our work, and what do you feel are the most exceptional, let's say, skills or talents that you would tell to others if they're thinking about taking a step into their journey of better health?
Well, I would definitely recommend them to you. But my skills that I've learned are just, um, well, I mean, the templates you gave me for my meal plans helped me a lot. So learned a lot of planning and preparing meals. So that's something that was very helpful. And then another skill is just having, um, I guess, really just the awareness of thinking through the decisions are now starting to become second nature. It's not so much of it's not, it's like a skill that I will definitely carry forever, is just knowing that, like, I'm hungry right now, but I just ate. Am I really hungry, or do I need to go outside for a walk, or do I need to get some interaction with friends and family? So things like that, I've learned that there's a reason for hunger, and it's not always food, I guess. And then, I just sort of, you gave me a lot of coping skills to, if I do feel like I need to eat for comfort, what else I could do. Like, we did some meditations and things that have really helped me to, um, fill myself up without food. Um, so I guess those were the things.
Yeah, I think you're referring to inner nourishment.
Yeah.
To when you feel hungry, the go-to is food, because we can see it, we can feel it with our hands, we can feel it in our mouth. But then sometimes love and joy, or forgiveness, or compassion, or rest, is difficult to just see. So I'm very glad that you were open and willing to receive these teachings and skills, and that was very helpful in your journey.
Yes, very much.
I have one last question. Tell me, in terms of the longevity weight loss program, working with Dr. Clark and Dr. Baker, and just the dynamic that's there, what would you say was helpful about having um, the wellness and weight loss journey addressed by three different practitioners: me, the dietitian, Dr. Clark being a Chinese medicine specialist, and Dr. Baker, um, regular and some functional medicine specialist. What would you say about that?
Oh man, it was, just such a trifecta of an experience. You know, for example, like with Dr. Baker is who I did my blood work through, and when we talked about cholesterol, and then I also had high blood pressure, I would come to you and say, okay, these are the things, what should I do with my diet to help make all of those things better. So, you gave me tons of advice when it came to that. And then Dr. Clark also helped with, supplements and what worked for me, not just any old supplement, but she really focused on individual supplements to help with all my health improvements. So I think it just was the perfect setup for success to do that, you know. Um, yeah, it just was, I can't be more thankful for the program, and that I was able to go through it. It was definitely what everyone I think should approach their health. It's just more holistic and more likely to get results and be successful and be supported.
Awesome. That's great. And we're happy to be here for you. And I'm happy to be here for you. And I thank you so much for sharing your journey and your success with others.